Hello everyone, this is Paul with jonesingfortools, live at the JFT studio. Today, we are doing this video about how to remove a stuck oil filter. Let me tell you, I've replaced a lot of oil filters, but this one right here was anyway, I was frustrated trying to get it off. Let me tell you why. All right, this came off of a 2004 GMC Yukon. It has a 5.3 liter engine, and the oil filter. You got the bottom of the engine, and the oil filter goes up there like this, and it screws on. But the problem is with the oil pan goes around half of the oil filter, and there's very minimal distance in between this and the body of the oil pan. Okay, so the very first thing I tried were these Tecton oil filter remover pliers, but the problem is that I was able to, I was able to get on to part of this, but I couldn't get all the way around. If I could have got it all the way around it, I would have been able to probably get it off with this, maybe. But the part of the oil pan was in the way, so I could only get these partially on. So every time I did, it slipped. All right. On top of that, there's not a whole lot of room to maneuver these bigger pliers. All right. So these were a failure at this particular job. Not that these are bad, because these Tectons are pretty good. Let me give you a close up on what the jaws look like. But so that failed. So then I went to number 2. My next weapon of choice was this thing right here. Okay. Now, I was able to get onto the thing with this. Right? I'm gonna try to tighten it up with one hand or 2 hands. Anyway, so you put it on there, you tighten it down like so, and then it pushes against it, and then you turn it. The problem I had with this is that I didn't have a whole lot of room to turn it because of how the old filter was, up there. So this was a failure. Okay? And let me tell you, now I live in Mississippi, and this is in the summertime, and the temperature outside was, I think, 98 degrees. Then you take in the heat factor and all that, however they figured it out, it was like 104. I was sweating my tail off, and I'm kind of fat, and I was sweating, and I was getting frustrated. I don't have no lift. I had the vehicle up on my, those car ramps, and I was under there sweating my tail off. I'll tell you a funny story. So every time I tried to do something, I took a break, after trying something for 10 minutes or whatever. And, hold on. This is my smoking addiction. I got a tool addiction and a smoking addiction. So I left my different tools underneath the car, and my son's dog ran off with my rags. He ran off with the dang screwdrivers. And so anyway, I finally got all that back, and so I tried something else. So I looked online, and a lot of people told me about different products to use. And I didn't have them for this particular job because I refused to go to Harbor Freight in the middle of a project, okay? But some of the things that people told me about was this, and especially on the 5.3 engine. Okay, now this tool slips on here, and as you pull this thing back, the ring tightens up, and then you're able to do it. But this thing also can pivot, and this would have worked. There you go. This thing would have worked, but I didn't have this at the time. So another video shows somebody using these, and the way this works is similar to the Tectons, but the good thing about these, when you go around the oil filter, you can lock onto it, which you can't on the other ones. And this ain't letting go. And this I could maybe would have worked if I could have got this part around, the far side of it. But so I ended up getting these. Now this is after the fact, these two. Okay. Now there was one other thing, or two other ways people told me to do it. So then I also went out and bought this. This is the oil or OEM filter kit, oil filter wrench kit. Here you have a whole set of different sizes. All right. Now for the 5.3 liter GMC engine, this one right here, the number 14, and the 14 is based on how many of these there are. This particular one is 14, and all you do with this is perfect for in situations where you can't get wrenches around, regular ones, and you just plop it on the bottom here. All right, and you put your 3/8 ratchet on here, and you turn it. If I would have had this, I would have had no problem. Let me get you a close up. And I wrote on here 5.3, 14. That way it's just easier for me to grab it out of the box. But now, to be truthful, I haven't tried this yet. I just changed my oil a couple months. I'll give this a try. But and this has 10 different sizes, almost every size you're going to need for that type of filter. And I'm going to do a review on this and these other things later on. All right. So those are the 3 different tools that I ended up buying. But now I'm going to tell you how I actually got it off. And you can probably already tell by the filter right here. So what I did, put this here, took the hammer, bam, knocked it in here. All right. But the problem I made the first time I did it is I didn't go all the way through the filter. Okay. So when I went in and I pulled it, it ended up starting to rip right here. So then, of course, I did it again. But this time when I pulled it, I ended up ripping a new hole all the way through it. Okay? So then, took another break. Frustrated. Drank a cup of coffee, smoked a cigarette. And then the last thing, I put it up here. Stuck it all the way through, pulled it. And I tell you what, I had the oil change in this vehicle probably about 4 or 5 months ago. I just finally got to 5,000 miles, whatever it was, 5,500, somewhere around there. This filter hasn't been on there for 10 years. I think the knucklehead, I ended up taking this to the Ford dealer, Quick Lane, to have my oil changed because I was getting ready to go on a trip somewhere and I didn't have time to do it myself. So this is what I think happened. I don't think he put some oil around this gasket. And then once he got it on, he took something like this. I mean, he torqued the heck out of it. This sucker did not want to come off. Okay, but the main point of this video is that you have to have a variety of tools to accomplish the mission, depending on the circumstances, depending on what happened. In most cases, if I just had these, it would work, but not for this vehicle. Okay. This I bought for some other. Oh, I know. I was trying to get off of a fan clutch. That's why I bought this a long time ago. But you got to have different tools. Now, since experiencing this problem, okay, I went ahead and I bought all these different types of tools, including this, to be prepared. Okay. So anyway, what's the best one? The one that works. The one that saves you time. The one that saves you frustration. But anyway, I want to thank you for taking the time to watch this video. If you like this type of content, do me a favor. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, and leave a comment. And tell me in the comment which one of these works the best for you in your situation. But listen, once again, thank you for your time, and I hope to see you next time with the next video. Thank you. Have a good day.